How's it going, guys? This is Brad Rowe. We're here at Gold's Gym Venice. I am 3 days out from the Ferrigno Legacy show. I'm here with my coach, Matt Jansen. Him and his wife flew in yesterday to help dial me in these last few days going into the show, and I'm excited to step on stage again. This has been actually the first year that I took a full calendar year off from competing. I did the Olympia in 2015, and then I hooked up with Matt, and Matt was really adamant about me taking some time to make some improvements. And so we kind of met in the middle, and we hopped into Finland 3 weeks ago, and so that was my first show of the year. I kind of like to train alone. You're kind of dependent on yourself, reliable on yourself. And if my schedule changes around, I'm not screwing anybody else's schedule. I'm not waiting for anybody else. So I've been going solo mostly.
We work very well. Communication for both of us is a huge factor. So basically, he updates me every morning. He actually comes here to the gym. His diligence in what he does it goes a long way towards our success that we're going to have as a team. But he shows up here every morning, takes progress pictures, sends them to me, and then we just have some dialogue back and forth, how he's doing, how training's going. I'll obviously look at his pictures day to day, and then we make adjustments from there. So that's kind of how it's gone, and it's been very successful so far. I think one of the biggest differences this year, not only was the rest that he had going into his prep, but we've taken it's kind of been a slow prep, and it wasn't a slow prep because his body was fighting him. It's just kind of how we approached things this year. It was very, just a slow, steady pace. He was able to eat more consistently throughout the prep. I also like to utilize fats, I think, more than what he has in the past. Not anything against what he's done in the past. I just like to utilize fats as a macronutrient source to kind of get energy from, to keep fullness from. So that's kind of been new to him. And again, it's really just our communication, making sure that because of the fact that he's consistent with his pictures, I can see day to day where he's at. Give him a little bit more food when he needs, pull a little bit more, food away when he needs, things like that. So it's just really worked very well to the look that he's bringing to the show this weekend.
I worked with Chris Aceto before, and Chris kind of functioned in the same way where it was photos every single day for the most part, especially during prep. So that wasn't really anything new. It was great that Matt kind of worked along those lines as well for me. The changes in the fats and the food intake this year really has been much greater than I've ever taken in. We were at a point in the off season where, I was taking in over 700 grams of carbs a day, close to like 7,000 calories or something like that. And I was handling the food well. I maintain a really good body composition, with that much food coming in and with very minimal cardio. And like you said, we kind of did a longer prep, and I was able to maintain a really high caloric intake, which was able to allow me to train really intense and recover quicker. One of the bigger differences too was our training split. I used to do the typical, back on this day, chest on this day, and he kind of mixes things up a little bit where you hit chest and shoulders together. And so you train 4 days on, 1 day off. So every 5 days, you're hitting that body part again instead of every 7 days. So frequency was a lot higher, and the food intake really allowed me to handle that increased frequency. And I think we made some good changes going into the show. Most of the times I got injured or just on parts of being stupid to an extent. Last year when I tore my quad, it was one of those things where I was running around like a madman the day before, got very, very, very little sleep. I think I got like 2.5 hours sleep. Was really dehydrated. I trained legs early in the morning, and, the weight felt light. But, that didn't mean I should have tried to push that much weight. I was going really heavy on leg press, and everything felt good. But I think with how run down I was in prep and the dehydration factor, I ended up tearing my quad, and I was able to still compete 3 weeks after that and went on to the Olympia. So it wasn't really an hindrance to my training because I was already in shape at that time, and my legs are a strong point anyway, so I didn't really have to kill them. This year, it's been a couple of things here and there. Most recently, I broke my foot in August. And again, same thing. I was already lean. Cardio-wise, I was able to do the elliptical while sitting back on my heels more. I didn't have to train legs like crazy. I have decent calves, so I didn't have to worry about calves too much. It still bothers me when I try to do heavy calf raises and stuff, but I kicked the walking boot off within like 2 days. I think it was a pain in the ass, so just kind of work around it. And then moving forward, it's just trying to be smarter about things. Unfortunately, I still have this athlete mindset, and I like to do things as an athlete. I like to go play basketball and shoot around. I like to, do box jumps and things like that. And I don't want to be defined as just a bodybuilder, and that's kind of what also that I use as a marketing tool for myself to show that, you can be a competitor, you can be an all-around athlete. So those are things or issues I'm going to come across, maybe pushing myself a little too hard, but, you can't not get under 400 pounds on the bench because you're afraid of getting hurt. You can't not do a box jump because you're afraid to get hurt. It's just about being a little smarter about how you approach things. Going into the show, I was realistic. I knew that there was going to be some post-Olympia tour guys hopping in there, some bigger Europeans that, just hit those shows because, A, they probably just don't have the finances to come out here to the States to compete. So realistically, I was hoping for first call out, but I had it in my mindset that there was a very good shot that I wouldn't make top 5, period. So it wasn't too much of a heartbreak, not getting in that top 5, not getting that first call out. But arguably I brought my best package to date. We put on some size this year. Like I made some improvements through my back and my chest and arms. My conditioning was great there. A tad on the flat side, but definitely my overall best look. And, to walk away from that, it was a great marketing experience. Social media wise, I jumped up a ton of followers. A bunch of people liked my posing routine that I did, so my little video went viral, and I picked up a ton of followers from there. So, all in all, I'd say it was a really positive experience going out there, from a marketing standpoint as a bodybuilder.